ABC, like Australia itself, faces a whole new future. Over the last 6 years, the ABC's Triennial funding agreement with the federal government has given the corporation the security and flexibility to commission and develop new programming, invest in new technologies, and implement a comprehensive range of efficiency reforms. As the end of the current funding period approaches, the ABC has achieved significant increases in the quality, quantity and efficiency of its services. Thanks to these new arrangements, the ABC is now providing even better value for money. For the next few minutes, I'd like to bring you up to date on the role we play as the national broadcaster and where we hope to be as we head toward 2000. In the past 3 years, new ABC services include a national 24-hour TV service to match ABC Radio, an open learning university education program on radio and television, 20 new regional radio studios and outposts, and the expansion of the Triple J Youth Network to all capital cities. Weekly parliamentary programs on television, as well as a designated parliamentary radio network. New overseas offices which provide a more comprehensive and immediate coverage of news and events around the world. The launching of Australian television to 15 Asian countries, major new studios in Sydney and Melbourne, TV studios in Hobart, and major refurbishing in Darwin. The ABC's 5,500 staff are spread throughout the whole of Australia and overseas. They provide each state with comprehensive broadcasting services.
Good evening, Shane Dannett with ABC News. A change
each
of direction
state has its own television news service and 7:30 report, metropolitan radio station, regional radio and symphony orchestra, plus staff for Radio National, Fine Music and Triple J. ABC in Victoria, for example, employs over 1,100 staff, including 200 at Radio Australia, and 92 full-time members of the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, whose new home, the state-of-the-art South Bank Studios, will become part of Australia's largest centre of culture. In Western Australia, 400 ABC staff provide the radio and television services that link the farthest corners of a state bigger than most countries. The West Australian Symphony tours throughout the region are legendary, from Kalgoorlie to Karratha and beyond. In recent years, Aboriginal broadcasting has changed the face of communication in outback Australia.
What can you say?
The ABC now provides programming through the BRAC system of local demountable transmitters to remote Aboriginal communities and installs and maintains radio studios in many of those areas. As well as serving the top end, ABC Darwin is the home of Australia's new international television service. In more ways than one, Darwin has become Australia's gateway to Asia.
Hello, I'm Rosemary Church. Welcome to Australia Television.
Over 100 staff cover the territory. The ABC state and regional services account for over 4/5 of the ABC's entire expenditure, money which is injected into hundreds of local economies around Australia. The other 1/5 is spent on national programming. ABC operates Australia's only national independent radio and TV news gathering service, employing in excess of 500 journalists here and overseas, with special emphasis on events in Asia. ABC does not take news copy from domestic wire services. Wherever a story breaks, ABC is there to cover it. Our international news bureaus are strategically placed to report and analyse global news. Our coverage of major events like the Gulf War and events in the former Soviet Union matched the best in the world.
I think there are two things that give us the edge in political reporting and analysis. One is the kind of integrity that robust public broadcasting demands. The other is the sheer depth of experience that our team represents.
Kerry O'Brien's Lateline, with its international hookups and single-issue programs, is required viewing amongst opinion leaders in Australia. Lateline has changed late-night viewing habits.
The ABC Bureau here at Parliament House really is a team. Radio, television, professional people pooling information, pooling resources, and it works.
ABC's Canberra team provides the most comprehensive coverage of national affairs to radio and television audiences throughout Australia and many other parts of the world. Radio Australia, ABC's highly regarded international radio service, broadcasts to an estimated 50 million listeners throughout Asia, the Pacific and beyond in 9 languages. It now broadcasts English teaching series to Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand and China, and is currently developing English lessons for Cambodia.
The news from Radio Australia.
Radio Australia is also broadcast on Radio National from midnight to dawn right around the country. In another first, Radio Australia now provides news updates in vision for Australia Television International in Indonesian, Cantonese and Mandarin. No other English satellite service provides its viewers with news bulletins in the major languages of the region. The ABC's 6 state symphony orchestras continue to provide fine music to a wide audience throughout the Commonwealth. The number of Australian works and performances by Australian soloists in major concert programs has increased markedly over the last 3 years. A high priority is to extend the orchestra's audience reach through youth activities, free open-air concerts and more touring. For example, the Queensland Symphony Orchestra recently completed its 46th annual Swing Up the Queensland Coast, visiting 6 regional centres. In 10 days, they played 12 school concerts and 6 concerts for older audiences, drawing a total of nearly 18,000 people. As with music, ABC-produced Australian drama continues to take the lead in promoting the Australian identity and culture.
Denise Roberts.
In the recent AFI Awards, ABC won all the major awards for television drama, in the process providing contracts for nearly 1,400 actors, writers and composers. ABC News and Current Affairs won 4 awards in this year's Walkleys, including the Gold Award, Australia's most prestigious award for journalism. ABC radio documentaries and drama specials continue to win major awards internationally. ABC Radio is a real success story. In the last 3 years, nearly 1 million new listeners have joined the ranks. Major city stations now attract 14% more listeners on a regular basis. Regional radio, with 42 studios in country areas, maintains a strong locally based identity. It talks to those in the very heart of Australia. Along with the 3 national networks, Radio National, ABC Fine Music and the Triple J Youth Network, ABC Radio now provides a 24-hour service on over 500 transmitters across Australia.
Cutbacks? ABC cutbacks? I don't care about cutbacks. Where are we going to stay in Sydney? Billeted? You're trying to tell me that the cast members of The Late Show are going to have to be billeted out? You've rung around the TV industry and people are happy to put us up. Who?
Oh, darlings, I've just adored having you stay with me. You've no idea, I really mean.
The ABC also provides a comprehensive up-to-the-minute sporting service with coverage of international golf, netball, women's and men's hockey, lawn bowls, Australian football and rugby league, plus many others. It provides sporting packages within its daily news programs, bringing highlights and results from all around the world. ABC Radio provides live national coverage of Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games, first-class cricket and other major sporting events.
Hello.
Our children's and education programs serve the needs of Australian kids from toddlers to teenagers. Behind the News is one of the most watched television programs in Australia, giving millions of young people a news background that complements their studies and their general knowledge. Despite the fact that we have lost 15% of our staff, the ABC continues to make quality programs in all areas. A strong commitment to equal employment opportunity has resulted in greater representation of women and minorities throughout the ABC. Women now hold 26% of senior management positions and 43% of ABC journalists are women, as are 6 out of 10 news editors. An equally firm commitment to training the broadcasting industry has allowed the ABC to build a skills base second to none, while the Aboriginal Employment and Development Program has filled nearly 100 positions for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders.
We want Australians to see us as we really are, a very beautiful and proud race.
Through its international division, the ABC has just signed a 5-year agreement with the Australian International Development Assistance Bureau to provide intensive radio and television courses in Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia. Recently, ABC's 60th anniversary celebrations gave the corporation a chance to show its wares to the public. The response was overwhelming. Open days in all capitals and many regional centres drew more than 750,000 people, including 195,000 to the ABC's picnic in the park at Parramatta, west of Sydney. In Hobart, one Tasmanian in 10 turned out to support the ABC on their open day. Our National Advisory Council, whose 12 members are selected from all over Australia, provide important community feedback to the corporation. The council represents a broad cross-section of the Australian community. One of ABC's success stories over the last 3 years has been the growth of ABC Enterprises, which sells Australian product through 150 retail outlets. ABC Enterprises is now a major publisher of books, records, cassettes and literary works, disseminating and promoting the Australian culture. ABC Enterprises last year generated $35 million gross turnover and has created over 100 new jobs. As you can see, the ABC has come a long way since it started broadcasting in 1932. Its changes reflect those of Australia itself, but the ABC remains one of the major cultural and unifying influences on the Australian community as a whole. This is the ABC's forward vision for the next 3 years. It's not surprising that our increased services and responsibilities create even greater expectations from the Australian public. As we head towards the year 2000 and the new millennium, it's a challenge we're keen to meet. Rest assured, the ABC is not going to stop trying. Goodbye for now.